Welcome to Medica Nova Wellness Studio. I'm Angelika Maria Koch with the educational videos about optimal health and the most innovative and holistic approach to your well-being. So in this week's video of our Discover series, Healthy Family and Soul Medicine, let's have a look how you can help yourself with carpal tunnel syndrome, especially during pregnancy, with natural and effective therapeutic tools. Can be quite an agonizing condition, especially for you moms out there already carrying another child or baby in their arms. Many people are affected today, and if you go to a supermarket, you maybe see, a cashier wearing a brace, or anybody who is exposed to repetitive movements like typing too long on the computer may be affected here. Because it happens so often, it makes this ailment one of the most common neuropathies or nerve-related disorders of the hands. Now, most of the treatments currently recommended today, unfortunately, are not very effective, inconvenient, can be risky and also expensive. So let's have a look for a more natural solution. Typically, carpal tunnel is an overuse injury. It's caused by factors including poor posture, particularly the upper body, the hands, and as I said, repetitive movements of the fingers, the wrist, and the hands. Because it's an overuse injury, the first thing you want to do, you want to change your posture, change habits which are causing the inflammation or the tissue damage and the straining in the hands. If it's work-related, it's maybe called occupational carpal tunnel syndrome. You may experience tingling and numbness in your fingers and the hands, particularly the thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, but not your pinky. Little fingers free of pain. It's kind of strange how it works. Or if you have your hands on the steering wheel in the car, driving the car, holding your phone, holding a book, reading the newspaper, suddenly you feel this tingling coming on. Maybe also be woken up during your sleep, in the night, particularly when it becomes chronic. Or the pain travels up towards the shoulders, and that's the situation where the surgeries are then more recommended. You maybe also have sort of a weakness in your hand and a tendency to drop objects. It's maybe due to the numbness in your hand or the weakness of the thumbs pressing the muscles, which are controlled by a nerve called the median nerve. So you see people shaking their hands out a lot in order to get relief from this symptom. So apart from wearing your carpal tunnel brace, or hopefully don't take your ibuprofen or your steroid shots, let's have a look for a more effective and natural solution. The carpal tunnel is a very small opening just below the base in the wrist, and there's a picture up here so you know what I'm talking about. The so-called tunnel is a passageway of ligament and bones located in the wrist. It holds the median nerve, which connects the forearm to the palm and the fingers. The carpal tunnel is a very narrow place and therefore sort of prone to swelling and inflammation caused by common stresses. The median nerve is one of the major nerves leading to the hand, and so constrictions or squeezing or compression or pressure can easily cause the symptom of tingling and numbness in the fingers and the hands. And it's very common during pregnancy because of hormonal changes. There's a shift in the estrogen level. The symptoms usually disappear after giving birth, but what do you do for 9 months, right? You have really painful hands, and because you're pregnant, you can't take any medication, so you're really stranded here. And I can really reassure you there are very effective natural methods out there which can bring relief quite fast. Let's have a look at the symptoms first. As I said, it's this throbbing pain, this numbness and tingling in the fingers, difficulty even moving the hand and arm in a normal way, and also there's sometimes this loss of awareness of where your hand is in space, and that's really a weird feeling. Of course, the symptoms gets worse the more you bend your hand or put a lot of pressure on the forearms, gripping or carrying something, as I said, holding the phone. And in the beginning, the symptoms start to sort of slowly kick in, but after a while they become chronic and you're faced with this every day. There could be a genetic or hereditary factors. Also women during menopause, have that. And again, it's expression of the shift of the estrogen level and hormonal changes. Now, if you have sort of like existing conditions like diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, or thyroid disorders, they can add to that as well. And we don't want to forget weight complaints or weight issues, obesity. What can you do? Anti-inflammatory foods are very important here, and here I recommend a ratio of good omega-3, 6 and 9 oils from fish oil, flaxseed oil, chia seeds, and my favorite here are green drinks. Anything green, green grasses, algae, clamac algae, sea vegetables, anything green. So smoothies, powder drinks, fresh juices, because they help to heal the tissue and lower the free radical damage. You also want to bring in some supplements, which of course you can take during pregnancy and don't cause you harm. And in this case, vitamin B6 is very important, and I would say 100 milligrams 3 times a day. They really reduce the nerve inflammation. If you find a combination between vitamin B6 and B12, even better. Also would suggest bromelain, 500 milligrams 3 times a day between meals. It's an enzyme found in the pineapple, and it reduces the inflammation. It really works well with a combination of turmeric and ginger. I also want to think about a magnesium complex, and here we want to have 500 milligrams of calcium, 250 milligrams of magnesium. And because magnesium helps relaxes your blood vessels and the muscular tissue that can compress nerves in this delicate carpal tunnel area, I would say 250 milligrams 2 times a day. Now, if you have a lot of circulation problems, like a lot of tingling happening, you maybe think about GINGKO biloba, right? It's 120 milligrams twice a day because it really activates the circulation. But this is sort of more your last resort. Externally, you can put on some essential oils like wintergreen or cypress oil, 3 to 5 drops mixing with coconut oil, that helps to cool down the pain, and that can be quite helpful. Of course, here comes my favorite subject, homeopathic remedies, and here I want to say homeopathic remedies are very sensitive to essential oils, so you can literally kill the effectiveness of the homeopathic remedies by getting them in contact with essential oils. So if you put on wintergreen and cypress essential oil on your hands, you want to make sure you have taken the homeopathic remedies before, right? Because you don't want to put them together. I only give you homeopathic remedies here, which you can get in your health food store. So it's nothing too complicated. And if in doubt, contact me at health@medicanova.net. I'm happy to help. As many times mentioned in other videos already, the idea is that I'm gonna give you now some suggestions, and each remedy has a specific expression of symptomatology. And you're going to look out for this and see if it matches to your individual expression of your specific expression of your carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay? So it's like a matchmaking thing. And if you think, okay, that sounds a bit like me, then go and get the remedy, start taking it. They come without side effects. You can't do wrong, especially during pregnancy. And of course, always, seek advice from your local practitioner or contact me at health@medicanova.net. So the first remedy is called Ruta graveolens gruta. It's a fantastic remedy for this condition. And especially if you feel like you have a swelling of the tendons in the wrist leading, to this pressure on this median nerve. So if you feel like your wrist is a little bit swollen, and not just you have this tingling and numbness only, but this swelling. And Ruta, I would say if it's really, really painful, I had great success with pregnant women. Ruta 200, and that's the number, that's the potency behind the name. Ruta 200, 1 tablet daily for a week, and what I just told you with anti-inflammatory foods, it's a nice combination. If you only get Ruta 30, Take it maybe 3 times a day for a week or 9 days and see if that works. Now, if it's caused by an injury or trauma, you maybe want to think of ARNICA 30, again 3 times a day, particularly if you have this soreness and weakness in the fingers. And also there can be a lack on the strength to grip things, but often the carpal tunnel syndrome is caused by injury. If that doesn't work, you have taken ARNICA, you maybe follow it up with BELLIS PERENNIS, again 1 tablet 3 times a day for a week. And here you have again the compression of the median nerve, to numbness, tingling sensation arise in the fingers and the thumb, and it's really sort of like the pressure on the median nerve which causes this symptom. So I would say if ARNICA montana doesn't work, go for BELLIS PERENNIS. Now, if you have a situation where you have this type of pains in the hand and fingers, and they're caused, or let's say they're worse by cold air, better for warm applications, you maybe also think about CAUSTICUM. And the pain here is more of a tearing pain, not just a numbness and a tingling, but really a tearing pain. Think about CAUSTICUM 30. I mentioned in this video that there can be a situation where you feel a weakness in your hand and you drop objects, right? And the remedy PLUMBUM, METALLICUM, is fantastic here. Right? It's like when you feel like it's impossible to even, lift anything or grasp anything, and you drop it. It's almost like a spasm, a paralysis in the hand. Think about PLUMBUM METALLICUM. Really great. Now, if you feel that your nerves are affected and you have nerve pain, and there is a tingling and a burning character of the pain, and there's a numbness and a crawling in the hands along with the pain, is another useful symptom, I say, for application of this remedy called HYPERICUM, when the nerve pain is very strong, right? So you have to feel out a little bit, okay? I have this tingling and this numbness, but what is it? Is it a nerve pain, or is it compression of a nerve, or what does it feel? So I want you to tune into your wrist a little bit and ask, say, what's really going on, right? And you do get information. But just to keep it simple, start with Ruta. And if you feel like, now this was caused by an accident, maybe start with ARNICA first and then follow it up with Ruta. Start taking ARNICA for a while, bring down the swelling and the shock from the trauma and the injury, and then follow it up with a week with Ruta 3 times a day, and see. You will have changes coming along. It's so effective. Now, I want to also share with you a yoga posture, to stretching out achy wrist. Actually, it's called the gorilla pose or the Padahastasana. And I'm going to give you images right now. So I will talk through it and just enjoy this, really effective posture, which you can do in a standing position. It would be best. But if you can't do it, you can just sit on a chair and try to do it with your hands under your feet. So come standing with your feet hips wide apart, and bend your knees as you fold forward, bending as much as you need to firmly touch the ground with your hands. Lift your toes and slide your hands under the soles of your feet, palms facing up and fingers pointing towards the heels. Slide your hands all the way under until your toes can massage your wrist creases. Hold here. Wriggle your toes if it feels good for up to 20 breaths. Try it with the homeopathy, with the anti-inflammatory foods and the supplements, right? And some stretching postures. You will get relief. So here I wish you a wonderful and peaceful Christmas time and an even better New Year. And from my heart, really, I want to take the opportunity to thank you for supporting my channel throughout this year. I also want to encourage you to keep subscribing, share and like it with your friends and family. Hey, and if you need looking for a Christmas present, here's my book, The Dance of Your Core Healing, Transforming Your Mind, Body and Soul in the New World. You can get it on Amazon. And if you're interested in my work, have a look at my website, medicanova.net, at the Online Academy, where I have fantastic online home study courses in first aid homeopathy, in quantum healing, or health coaching. And if you're interested in a personal health consultation, either for yourself or your children, contact me at health@medicanova.net. So in the meantime, take care. Much love. I see you soon.